News reporters are humans, but sometimes they make mistakes, which has everyone grabbing their bellies and laughing their asses off. It is even funnier when it is live and the whole world can see it. Let's look at the top 15 anchor fails which will have your belly hurting. Number 15. Grammy reporter mixing up words. It's pretty common to get tongue-tied during a news segment, but Serene Branson took it to a whole other level. Through her news report delivered outside the 2011 Grammy Awards, Branson reportedly had a migraine, causing her speech to be distorted and unintelligible. The way she delivers the weird words with such belief tells you that in any other circumstance, Branson is an absolute professional, and that there's more to this era than meets the eye. A very heavy birtation indeed. Number 14. Studio taken by storm by Beagle. Animals can make for impulsive partners on TV. And though that can make life hard for their handlers, from a viewer's perspective, the results are always funny. Weatherman John Ziegler learned this the tough way when Griffey, the studio beagle, insisted on a game of fetch during the forecast. Ziegler rapidly gives in and engages the dog, which proves to be his downfall. Griffey returns to the weatherman again and again, even striking the green screen in his excitement. Although Ziegler smiles through it, you can see him getting progressively worn down as he handles the playful but sudden storm of energy. Number 13. Eating cat vomit. The 5-second rule could not save this newscaster. During a live broadcast, weatherman Scott Haney decided to eat on what he thought were some grape nuts scattered on the floor. As fellow anchors mocked him for his strange on-air choice, Haney's facial expressions soon change and show that he too is having second thoughts. But viewers soon get an update that made everything worse. In the Trending Now segment, Haney discloses that what he thought were grape nuts was actually cat vomit he tracked into the studio on his shoes. Well, that explains why the supposed grape nuts were a little soggy. It was a funny reveal, but also rather disgusting. Number 12. The totally wrong clip. When it arises to producing video content, editing is vital. One mistake can throw off an entire section. Anchor Pat Murphy was updating sports fans about tight end Kevin Everett's health after an in-game injury. As Murphy discusses that Everett could move his arms and legs, they cut to a video of a totally different man in a wheelchair. The baffling courtroom scene that plays out is dreadfully inappropriate for the story. As the newsroom cuts rapidly from the ill-timed clip, Murphy achieves to keep his calm and finish the report like a professional. But we're assuming someone behind the scenes got a serious rebuke. Number 11. The wrong murder. As we were talking about the importance of editing, it applies to the script too. In this clip from CBS 5 Eyewitness News, anchor Ken Bastida broadcast that his coworker was out before going into the lead story about a recent murder. However, there was no clear changeover between the two topics, and the victim's name wasn't mentioned. As a result, it looks and sounds like Bastida had just delivered news of a coworker's demise with hardly any emotion. The actual victim's name and picture does show, making it clear that his fellow anchor is okay. But seriously, a simple reread and we could have avoided a whole lot of surprise and confusion. Number 10. Whole mic fail. A reporter can't ensure their job with a missing microphone, but they should check for one first. During reporting of the Democratic National Convention, we're sent live to a reporter, Andy Shaw, at the event. He doesn't say a full word before looking down at his notes and then looking for a mic, despite already having a headset to speak into. Unluckily, as Shaw yells for a mic, we can hear his every word. When the feed slashes back to the studio, he's made such a scene that his fellow anchors cannot help but grin at the humor of it all. Number 9. Goatman makes anchors laugh. Each year, Nobel Prizes are awarded to odd projects that are funny yet captivating. But the staff at CTV News couldn't get past the humorous part when talking about one winner. Thomas Thwaites had spent 3 days existing as a goat, chewing on grass and wearing artificial limbs. As one anchor debates his findings, she breaks out into laughter. Although she tries to press on, the graphics prove too much for her to handle. By the end of the part, 3 studio anchors are laughing up on air, and the Goat Man proves himself worthy of his LG Nobel Prize. Number 8. An interview with a pole. A devoted reporter doesn't let anything get in the way of their story. Kent Mulgett confirmed this when he questioned an irritated lawyer trying to walk away. In the middle of his hot pursuit, Mulgett strides straight into a metal pole. The hit is so striking that even the irritated lawyer stops to check up on him. A second camera angle demonstrates that Mulgott actually stayed on his feet, but that the effect likely cost him a pair of glasses. We don't know if his perseverance got him any closer to the truth, but talk about a story with impact. Number 7. Getting high during the news. BBC correspondent Quentin Somerville got a slight too close to this highly special report. Somerville was taping a segment in the Middle East as a large heap of drugs burned behind him. He manages to record for about 5 seconds before the fumes get to him, causing irrepressible laughter. Somerville tries to get serious, but each of his efforts to start over proves more side-splitting than the last. At times, even the cameraman appears affected by the smoke. Their giggles may have come from being under the effect, but the laughs this report produces are completely genuine. Number 6. An exclusive introduction. At one time, the world of television was conquered by a few networks that had a stranglehold on what you saw on your sets. As a result, only the most skilled, experienced people got the chance to helm the news. In our modern world, where there are apparently as many stations as there are stars in the sky, there are many more chances for unknowns to grace your TV. An instance of why that's not a good thing. AJ Clementi's first seconds on air were stained with offensiveness and awkwardness that got him fired, as well as on Letterman talking about his mistakes. Number 5. A criminal hamster. This may be the worst place a rodent has ever popped up. An anchor was providing an update on a disappearance case that had gone unexplained for years. As she names Rodney Stanger as a new suspect, spectators were shown the image of a hamster holding a movie slate. It's televised moments before the camera zooms quickly back to the anchor. She manages to terminate the picture and move on with her report, with only a faint smirk as evidence that it ever happened. We'll say it once more with sensation. When it comes to live news, proper editing is vital. Number 4. Karma hits fast. Perhaps there is nothing more visceral than watching or hearing someone in extreme pain and knowing exactly what is going on through their mind. After attempting to trick her opponent from momentarily stopping her grape stomping, the reporter falls face first into the ground. She's clearly in extreme pain and most of us can relate. Number 3. The wrong expert. This may be the most funny case of mistaken identity ever recorded. Guy Goma went into the BBC News studios to interview for an IT job, but his meeting took a turn when a staff member mistook him for a tech journalist, Guy Cuny, and put Goma on live television. As Guy Cuny is presented, we see the look of horror flash on his face. Against all odds, Goma is able to grip it together and answer the reporter's questions with astonishingly good answers. Unfortunately, Guy's quick thinking didn't get him a job in the IT department, but it did get him upcoming TV appearances for which he was actually able to prepare. Number 2. We can do it live. Unlike some of the other reporters on this list, Bill O'Reilly is a very experienced television personality. It may be because of that he feels relaxed being a complete dick while on set. When the teleprompter doesn't display what he imagines, instead of being a professional and working to correct the situation, he at first barely holds in his unrestrained rage, and then completely unleashes it on those behind the scenes. Number 1. Zero prank radar. When Asiana Airlines Flight 214 crashed on its final approach to an airport in San Francisco, it had the attention of eyes and ears worldwide. Even in this most grave of conditions, there are those among us that saw it as a chance for jokes and levity. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Until next time.